Hi, welcome back to the Dylan Rounds Community Drama Update Alert. If you want to call it that, other people just say it's got nothing to do with it. It's all down to Jim Terry Community, whatever that is. But yes, today I'm going to be sharing with you the latest updates regarding Gorilla Jack, updates on his whereabouts. He has been found and he is safe. We've got some news around that and I'll explain it all later on. First, we need to take a look at Gorilla Jack's direct response regarding Jim Terry and all the drama that has gone on. What I want to share with you is a bit of a backstory, how he appeared, why he did what he did, and then the outcome of him disappearing, temporarily going missing, and then some of his later, most recent, new up-to-date replies, which he's, told me. Because somehow managed to get in contact with the gorilla, despite communications being a little bit rough and unstable. When it's rough, it's not always comfortable, as Weedleby would probably suggest. But aside from that, welcome if you're currently here in the live chat. I don't know how many people are present, but you can share your thoughts, opinions, reactions, and also talk about other stuff as well in the chat as we go along. What I want to do first is play to you actual audio from Gorilla Jack supposedly himself. Whether you want to call it some kind of gorilla transformation, evolving with time, being able to suddenly speak now and speak English, whatever you want to call it. Let's play the audio now and then you can understand the backstory behind Gorilla Jack and the stuff that's gone down in recent time. You ready? Let's move on over to it now.
So, how Gorilla Jack came to be was that Weedleby wanted to be in the true crime thing on YouTube and was interested in that and stuff. And so when she and Salty got into it, she still wanted to be in the true crime thing, but there's so much like fighting and stuff going on like that. So I wanted to do something, so there's only a couple things that you could do. You can go in and attack everybody and blow everything up, or you can go in and try to bring people together and make less fighting and stuff. So that's what Gorilla Jack was supposed to be. He's supposed to be someone that was for everybody, right? So he can go after everybody, but he's not really going after them because it's all like satire and stuff. It's like he says he's attacking or he's exposing someone, but then you watch the video and he's not really exposing them. He's just stating the obvious, that their username isn't their real name. And that's the whole joke of it, because he thinks he's doing something, but he's really not. So that's, and I want it to be like being in one of Gorilla Jack's jokes. I wanted it to be more like honor rather than anything else. So, and the whole thing was about not putting anybody down. So I had to figure out, well, how do you expose somebody without exposing them, And so I thought about it for a while, and I was like, well, okay, you can say, I'm exposing you and saying this is not your name. But instead of going a step further and saying this is who you are and stuff, it just stops right there. And, he thinks he did something. He thinks he exposed somebody because that's not their real name, when in reality, he really hasn't done nothing. He really hasn't said anything. He's just making a joke, And one thing was, when I created this gorilla, was that he couldn't be going acting like he's smarter than anyone else. He's actually kind of dumb in his approaches. He's like, I'm going to do this, and then he really doesn't do it. He attempts to do it. He attempts to expose people, and he thinks he's doing it to everybody, but he's doing it to nobody. And that's the point, was it wasn't supposed to be an attack on anybody, and no matter what side of the aisle you were on or what side of the fence you were on, no matter who you were friends with or anything like that, if you say hi to Gorilla Jack in the chat, he's going to say hi back. You know, he's going to treat everybody the same. He's going to, you know, do the same joke on everybody. And so that's what the whole thing was about. And it's about, you know, he's going to pull, of course, everybody's going to like him because he's treating everybody the same. He's not attacking one person and not the other. So, you know, when Jim Terry says that the gorilla attacked him or whatever like that, of course that's nonsense. He didn't even watch the video, or he would have clearly seen that, you know, everything he does is a joke. You know, Mr. X probably told him, hey, I've seen this title. It says he's exposing you or whatever, and he flew off the handle or something. Well, if you watch the video, Gorilla Jack exposing Jim Terry is like, he says, oh, your name really is Jim Terry. Well, how can I expose you if you're already using your real name? So that's the big joke, you know. He can't expose him because his real name's already out there. So there's really, what's the point of the video? There really wasn't one, you know. So there's nothing attacking Jim Terry out there. That's just ridiculous. And, you know, if it was anything bad out there, then he should go to YouTube and have it taken down like everyone else has the right to do and stuff. But, you know, threatening people and stuff like that is just nonsense. You know, he does a lot worse stuff on his show. He attacks people and exposes them, but, you know, it's okay to be hypocritical, and it's okay in his world to do what he does because he justifies what he does, you know, but he can't take a joke. So, anyways, that was the whole purpose of the gorilla and starting the gorilla and what he was trying to accomplish and stuff. And, you know, once, you know, he had already been friends with everybody. You know, the gorilla's already friends with everybody. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do some nonsense skits now. You know, like you have the gorilla showing up with a banana peel in his mouth saying, do I have something in my teeth? You know, stuff like that. It's not about anybody. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just supposed to be something funny and stupid. And so that's kind of the stuff that he was doing more lately, and wasn't even really focusing on anyone else, you know. In the beginning, I think I tagged people just to get them to the videos to start with so that they could watch it and see that, look, it's everything on here is a joke. And that's why people were tagged in it at first. And then after a while, I quit tagging people. He keeps saying Jim Terry kept saying he wasn't scared of anyone, you know, with 29 followers. Well, when I shut my channel down, I had 70 followers, and I'd only been doing Gorilla Jack for a couple weeks. So, you know, I wasn't even expecting, there's no expectations on this channel or nothing like that. I was trying to just have fun. That's all it's about. It wasn't never trying to make any money or anything like that at it. It's just all about fun and trying to make some people laugh and bring some people together and stuff like that. And, you know, I don't know anybody on true crime. I wasn't following any of this before I started doing Gorilla Jack. I have no idea who Sleeper Cell is. I don't know half the people on the chats or the live or anything else. You know, there's just a select few that stand out, you know. So I kind of like learning as I go. It's and Weedlebee's telling me, like, okay, this person is you know, they're doing this or doing that or whatever. So I could be like, oh, okay, so now I know a little something I can, you know, use as satire or something. Like Warlight Craft, he's from the UK, right? So when I did the video of me spanking him, I'd put an American flag across my mouth. Well, that's kind of a thing saying, you know, like, okay, America, you know, I'm an American, you know, you're from the UK, and it's kind of a play on, it's like something hidden in the video, you know, that you can figure out or something. So it's just like little things like that. So it wasn't nothing major or anything like that. It had nothing to do about, you know, what side you were on or who you were following or anything like that. So, anyways, that's how Gorilla Jack came about and stuff. And but you know, Jim Terry throwing a fit like that was there's he obviously is unfamiliar with Gorilla Jack, and you know, I ain't gonna waste my time being on here just to be attacked. You know, if you can't take a joke, then I ain't gonna waste my time, because you know, I'm not doing this for money or anything like that. I'm just doing this to make people laugh. And if they don't want to laugh, then I ain't gonna hang around and try to make them laugh, you know. I had other ideas, you know, which didn't involve any of the people in the chats or lives or anything like that. They were just like more skits, you know, and had nothing to do with anybody. I thought might be funny to do in the future, but I'm not going to keep doing this. I got 2 other YouTube channels that are serious, and I'm working on them, and you know, I got to do stuff for them. I had put them off for 2 weeks, you know, to do Gorilla Jack, and if people don't want to have fun with me, then you know, I ain't gonna waste my time, and I'm done. When Weedlebee's just come to the accept that she can't be part of true crime because there's just too much fighting and it's not worth it. So we're both just done, and you know, it was fun, and I would have liked to have been friends with everybody and stuff, but you know, I ain't gonna be attacked for no reason, and there's absolutely no reason to attack Gorilla Jack, except that you're either number one jealous, or you're trying to create drama to get more ratings or views or something, or whatever. You know, there's no reason. There's just there's nothing there. There's nothing on the videos that or anything bad, and I made sure of that when I first started, that there wasn't going to be nothing bad. And so Gorilla Jack is just another casualty, I guess, of the internet. So I just wanted to let everybody know how Gorilla Jack started, why he started, and why he's ending. So thanks everyone for listening, and for those who actually appreciate Gorilla Jack and got a kick out of him and stuff. I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on. Thanks.
So there you go, that was the audio to listen to. Now I know I think Salty Pancakes might have showed it on his channel as well, but I'm aware that people on my channel, not everyone may watch his videos, so you may have not heard of this before, so that's why I wanted to share it with you. Now, we'll carry on in a second, but just before we do, just a quick shout out to people recently, like Cleo, the Playful Naughty Witch, Indiana, and I said your name correct this time, Famous Up as well. I said the horse said thank you, Famous Up. The horse is appreciative. Yeah, move that out of the way. It's a bit floppy. Shame. Yes, come on, horse. Yes, horse. I'm sure Famous Up wants a little bit of breathing space. I know, you know. I don't know if Famous Up wants to wake up in the morning seeing this shoved in her face. Probably not. So easy boy, calm down, hold. I'm about to hold you back. Hold you back. There you go. So yes. Now, there's one thing I've not really done, I don't think, is whip the horse. So we'll just do it on the spot, okay? Yeah, you like that, boy? I bet you do. What's that? Oh, you don't enjoy it that much. Well, you prefer Indiana doing it instead, or you prefer famous up, or you prefer 2 at once, well, okay. I guess that's what the horse wishes for. There you go. No one's been harmed in these videos. They're all stunt professional actors. Okay, so there you go. As for any beat whippings, I mean, I can't remember if anyone wanted one or not. Did anyone need one? I can't remember. I'm just trying to think. Maria, I don't know. Maria, little one. Okay, Maria, I'll go rapid this time. Are you ready with Maria? Maria, you said you want it slow, you're not going to get it slow this time. Whew. There you go. Now that's rapid action. Okay. And last but not least, oh, the feather is back. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, yes, Maria, the nails are not as long this time. I'm sure you're pleased about that, because, you know, he wants long nails. Well, unless you're going to claw down someone's spine, partially drawing blood upon the surface. Yeah? You said want to see the hands. There you go. Can I still make the same sound as last time? You like that? You want it slow? You want it really slow? I'll give it slow. Okay, don't worry. There you go. That's enough. That's enough. Don't worry. Come on. Get your notepads out. Get your papers out now. Come on. Whoa, Linda, calm down. Joseph, stop exposing your chest. I'm not going to write on your chest. No. Come on, put your top back on. Yes. Okay. What's going on? Just quick little autograph signing, of course. I thought might as well use 2 in 1. This feather can also turn into like a little quill, so you can start like writing. Okay. There we go. Get the ink. There you go. I'll sign the autograph on your paper. Oh, you as well. Oh, yeah, you as well. Yeah. There you go. Make sure you don't sell it. I will not be too pleased. Yeah. Oh, Cleo. There you go. There's my autograph. Yep, you got it. Boom. Famous up. There's mine as well. There you go. Yep. Indiana, you want one? No. Haha. Very funny. You're getting one anyway. There you go. So I think that's it for the autograph signing today. Cleo, do you want to be tickled with the feather? Indiana, come on. Indiana, there you go. Stop moving around. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You like that, Indiana? Yeah, howling away. You know, this ain't got nothing on a werewolf. There you go. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay, lucky you. Lucky, Indiana. Cleo. Just slowly upon. Is there anywhere else you want this feather, Cleo, besides your face? Let me know. You like the white feather, very pure, the balance of it. The balance, it being light as well. Look at that. This is what I mean, Cleo. This is what I mean. Oh, for fuck's sake. That fucked up, didn't it? Can't even bounce on my finger. Look at that, Cleo. Is this your personality? Balanced. Slightly dark. Slightly naughty. But light. Bright. Because look, it's balanced. Well balanced, which is a good thing. And I've dropped it. Fuck me. Anyway, I think we should continue on now with the latest responses by Gorilla Jack. And you might wonder, how am I in direct contact with Gorilla Jack? I can briefly explain it. So, this is the thing. The thing is, communication with people from somewhere in Africa can be absolutely shit. It is disastrous. You know, the Wi-Fi is unacceptable. The signal when calling someone, texting, is very limited. But there was a walkie-talkie. I activated the button and I received an SOS message. When I received the SOS message, I realized it was from Gorilla Jack. And then he sent long poetry sheets to me. Now these poems, very good. They bring a tear to my eye. They remind me of Africa. Very nice. But aside from that, one thing he did say was his thoughts upon Jim Terry and his latest treatment. So we shall read it out and see what he's got to say. No one else, I believe, has seen this before, okay? Let's proceed onwards. Okay, so here's one of his responses to me. Bear in mind, the red lines are just, blocking out any certain info out of respect for privacy, okay? But this is from Gorilla Jack, and he says, okay, some videos are up, but not any that parody or cover anyone from the true crime community to avoid further attacks. I only posting videos that don't mention anyone. As for Gorilla Jack, he left the council with the banana and went to South Africa to be a representative for the High Council. He is there until someone can take over as his replacement. He is returning the fin belt as a reminder of warlike refs spanking. He is uploading videos from South Africa and is dealing with hackers trying to remove them. So you get an idea. Now, Gorilla Jack's channel is up on YouTube. So if you want to continue his journey, his adventure, or as you could call it, misadventures, and all the dodgy stuff going on, make sure to check it out. I can provide a link in the description or the chat right now somewhere, okay? Just so you can follow, okay? And he's like trying to lay low to reduce the heat levels and everything, which makes sense. It's understandable, but still trying to continue just because he wants to, but also to still have a positive influence and an effect on other people as well within certain communities too. Okay. So yeah, and as for the bit about going to meet the council with the banana, you remember that was in Uganda. He went to Uganda. So did my gorillas, my brothers. They went out. You remember that video, the negotiation video? He accepted the terms and conditions. They all met up. Supposedly, Gorilla Jack was involved with some kind of scandal, which we'll get into later on. That'll all be explained whilst out in Uganda. Naughty boy. But Uganda was somewhat okay. I can actually tell you the story very shortly, okay? So whether you're tucked in bed like Indiana, or you've got a screaming younger person nearby, actually no, maybe doesn't apply to them, I don't think it would be appropriate. Let's say you've got like a screaming dog or cat, then I can read you a bedtime story. Yes? Anyone who's in the chat right now is going to get a bedtime story. I'm aware it may not be to the same standards as Indiana's. She may excel her stories, Indiana's stories, are more superior than mine, but I will try. Okay, so I hope you'll be ready soon, and make sure you got your supplies. Now, let's just continue reading, okay, because it doesn't end here. As well, as for that fin belt, I've not received it yet. Maybe it got lost in the post, or something might have happened. It wouldn't be the first time, like when it was the other way around with someone. Fucking hell, what a disaster that was with a parcel. Couldn't even give me the fucking address, useless prick. But we put that aside, okay. Yes, I did get whipped. And yes, I wasn't able to sit down, as you saw in that video. I was clawing at the wall, I was screaming, I was moaning. Everything was going very rough at the time. As for his channel, you look at his videos now, a couple of days on, he is uploading videos and variety. So those videos are being uploaded, and ones in the future is whilst he's in South Africa, okay? Let's move on to his next response, okay? And this is more to do with Jim Terry. Gorilla Jack said, I guess the latest rumour is that I have autism, in brackets, says Jim Terry. I do not have autism. That is slanderous. And then he goes on to say, I guess he feels comfy calling autistic people that on air, but perhaps being sued is what he needs. He claims 11 videos are about him. I probably mentioned him 3 brief times in 3 videos, and he got upset when I stopped tagging him. This whole crazy nonsense is why Gorilla Jack can no longer return. There has to be another community that is more acceptable. So sad. So, okay, apologies if the screenshots aren't in the correct chronological order, but you know, you get the idea. This was 22nd of November. That was the 23rd. So, and what's the next one? The 22nd. Okay. So you get the idea, right? We briefly touched upon it in one of the first videos I covered about Jim Terry during his live stream, but I think it was more to do with the over on Bella V live stream, and then more was talked about later when Mr. X came in onto my first Gorilla Jack video and said, well, we actually talked about it after your video was uploaded, and that's where they did. They talked about it to an extent. Maybe there's a misunderstanding somewhere. You know, that can always happen, obviously. I've seen it firsthand where there's been misunderstandings and people have, you know, started conflicts with one another. So, there you go. What are your thoughts about this? You know, do you think Jim Terry is overreacting? Do you think Jim Terry is in the wrong on this occasion? Leave your thoughts down below. Probably could do a little poll right now. I'll do a poll. Yeah, here we go. Make sure to vote. So, Gorilla Jack saying Jim Terry's, you know, being slanderous. You know, what you got, accusing him or saying he's this when he's not. Yeah. I mean, not to defend Jim Terry, but if Jim Terry is a bit vocal, calling people out and saying that they're this or that, and it might be inappropriate, although it's not a good thing, the only thing you can acknowledge with Jim Terry as a positive, supposedly speaking, is he does it to everyone. So he's not singling out certain individuals. You know, okay, some people might say he's a bad person or something, but at least he's got the balance to treat everyone the same. Though I might be wrong, you know, there might be the odd occasion where someone has been treated completely different, but, you know, I've not heard that story yet, right? I'm just basing it off from what I've seen and heard, okay? But, yeah, as for the whole situation with videos about Jim Terry, I do remember Jim mentioning it, saying there was about like 11 videos about him. From what I can remember, there wasn't. There was only like 3 or 4, so there's a difference there. And it's interesting what Gorilla Jack said about how when he stopped tagging Jim, that's when it kind of started kicking off. It might just be a coincidence, but then again, it's kind of like the rough prediction I made, or estimate I came up with when I didn't know the whole story. You know what I'm saying? Because when I did the first video, I was like, I wonder if Jim Terry, aside from the whole, being called out and stuff in that drama, maybe Jim Terry just got annoyed because the gorilla wasn't tagging him or like on his actual show. That's what I said. That he wasn't on his show, so there was no content, And I'm sure Jim Terry said something about he hates people that call him during the day or at a certain time, and it'll piss him off, and then he'll give it back to someone. I don't know what that was all about. Does anyone else know about that or have heard of it? I came across it at one point. So yeah, that's that email, and then he came out with another one. Hopefully you can see the screen or read it. It's because it's vertical, so it doesn't fill the full screen. But I'll just read it out anyway in case you can't read it yourself. So Gorilla Jack mentioned that there is good news regarding Gorilla Jack. Gorilla Jack was seen leaving the High Council with the giant banana from Uganda. Said the trade deal was a success, hence why my brothers came back, as you saw in my recent video. The big gorilla was present. Yes, he looked a bit shifty, but I think he was distracted by Linda with one of her several drinks, He wasn't looking in the other direction because he saw Cleo with a bottle of water and thought, water? Basic. Ew. So that's because of that. But it's fine, Cleo. I don't mind water. You can splash me with your water if you wish to. Bless me. Anyway, let's continue reading from whereabout. Gorilla Jack's plane ticket was changed from America to South Africa, where it is assumed he will be the acting representative for that location. He told a PI that he would send the little belt back to Warlike Raph with a note reading, "We had fun," before Gorilla Jack left. He said Weedleby will be his secretary. Then he's finished off a pina colada and boarded the plane. Okay. So was Weedleby boarding the plane as well, or was she put in the luggage department? I don't know. But yeah, off the record, Gorilla Jack does share his own thoughts personally. I thought of returning with a Jason mask on the gorilla and pretending to be Gorilla Jason, but then I seen Jim Terry still making stuff up on channels where I was supposedly supported. So I just want to live without the attacks. P.S. I was not Greg the Gorilla. I actually stated as Travelling Jack, then morphed into Gorilla Jack. I didn't even know who Gorilla Greg was. My God. Oh my God! That's unacceptable, man. Who the fuck is Gorilla Greg then? My God, it's Diva Puss going on about Gorilla Greg. Oh my God, he's so funny on the Shag Lady stream. That might be why the Shag Lady ran away, because of Gorilla Greg. Oh my God, he's such a breath of fresh air. How you doing, y'all? It's like, oh my God. Has my screen cracked? Not yet, but it probably will. So, yeah, as for the Shag Lady, I'll respond back to you if there is an update, okay? And if I'm able to share what she has to say, then I can do that as well, okay? But that's pending for now. But yeah, you get the idea, the story about Gorilla Jack. Now, I can share with you some deeper stories, okay, with Gorilla Jack, the brothers, the gorillas, the Uganda trip, what stays in you, what happens, fucking hell, I messed up the line, great start, well done, Raf. What happens in Uganda stays in Uganda, okay? You get the picture. So, yeah, don't know who Gorilla Greg is, some other dodgy individual, possibly. Yeah, damn, just imagine if Gorilla Jack was wearing a Jason mask. Yeah. Oh no, I can imagine it already. whilst average Andy is doing his thing, Gorilla Jack storms on in, man. Not only with gorilla mask molded, sealed to his head and body. No, he's wearing a Jason mask this time. He's got a machete. My God. I know. Maria's gonna turn her head around and think, Daddy, is that really you? Daddy, you're 6'4", 280 pounds. Wow. Wow, you're my idol. Daddy Jason, Gorilla Jack. Oh my God. Maria, calm down. You know, Teddy can still hear you. Do you think Ted would be pleased with what you said? No? Would you like to take a look in his toolbox? Would you like a personal tour of it? I'm sure you do. It will happen someday. So, with that in mind, is that the end? There we go. I think we should move on to story time. Technically, ASMR, Ugandan stories. Make sure you've got your milk. Make sure you're tucked in. Or you got whatever with you. You got your food, provided no one else has eaten it. And let's move on now. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to combine a slight deep Ugandan voice with my deep voice, just so you can actually hear what I'm saying, because if not, you'd need subtitles, okay? Because if it was the original version, it'd be,
You like me breathing down your neck. You like my heavy breathing.
I don't think you'd enjoy that.
So, I will talk in this voice. Is that okay for you? As you see on screen is Gorilla Jack. He looks well groomed. He looks clean and fresh. And so he would be, relaxing in South Africa. So here how the story unfolded. In the airport, awaiting the plane. Sure, American airports could be a little wild and hectic at times. Yes, on this occasion, it was all under control, as Gorilla Jack had VIP access, all inclusive, including the waiting lounge VIP, sitting back waiting, as well as first-hand treatment on the plane. Did he receive any massages? Maybe. Do you want one? Anyway, he boarded the plane, whilst all the other humans are in a rat race, tangled amongst each other. The plane journey was reasonable. It was quiet, calm, no storms. Sorry to break that to you, Cleo. There was no clouds or thunder on that day. But that was probably a good thing, as Gorilla Jack can be very jumpy when it comes to unexpected changes in weather. I don't think he would survive in Lucin during winter when it comes early. But when he finally arrived in the heart of Uganda, he dropped by near one of the local cities. And as Gorilla Jack was walking around, he was almost being paraded as the second coming of the gorilla god in the place. Almost like an urban myth revitalized. And as he was walking through, he came across a few individuals that seemed to be glued to the TV screen, watching another daily video of number 5. Today, join us in Uganda as we find that there is a new hairy gorilla that appears to be a Sasquatch. Maybe that's the mystery of Bigfoot. But when they turned their heads round, reality smacked them head on. They were surprised, but also very welcoming. Gorilla Jack was stroked repeatedly, people wanting to touch him, many hands clawing down his back, feeling his rough fur and exterior. He must have enjoyed it as he allowed it to happen all the way. And as he was walking through this busy metropolis, he came across an individual called Brenda! Brenda, would you like to buy my food? Brenda! Brenda, come here, my boy. Gorilla Jack was having none of it. He could not be bothered messing around with a mere mortal individual called Brenda. Who is Brenda? That's a mystery. Though in recent time in the live chat there was an individual called Brenda. Maybe that may explain it. Maybe. Hopefully Weedleby does not get too confused. Anyway, whilst finally exiting this busy, hectic street, finally reaching the more natural land of Uganda, such as here. You see the views, you see the mountaintops in the distance, you got a few little shacks nearby. It's a nice retreat for people who want to get away. On his journey, he did come across the shack lady who was sitting in a nearby shack, though she had some trouble as earlier on she got stuck down a well. What was she doing down there? Well, it's obvious. She's an expert. I don't know. I've really lost the plot at this point. Anyway, we continue on, going through the dense vegetation of Uganda. Gorilla Jack became a little bit hungry, munching away. The local farmers weren't too happy. They brought their hoes out and their tools as well. Then, as we continue, he got some water. He needed it. He was becoming very, very thirsty, like some of the comments on my post. Though, as the sun was setting, Gorilla Jack had to march on. On his journey, he came across a few Scott Wadsworths. You remember, Scott Wadsworth's necks are as long as giraffes. Thankfully, there was no vulnerable people present, so no one was harmed this time. I don't know what Scott was doing here, but maybe everyone is secretly relocating to Uganda. Maybe Don Haley too. There, we just put that aside, okay? Eventually, Gorilla Jack was deep, dense in the jungle. I do remember there was a certain comment in one of the live chats, and I'm sure it was by Maria, something to do with a hare, a jungle, a bush. I was very confused. Maybe Tarzan got lost on his way and ended up calling by Maria. Swinging on those vines can get very tiring, don't you know? Anyway, as you see on screen, Gorilla Jack stumbled upon some degenerative, impetuous, sheepish tourist who probably have a very narcissistic personality trait, uploading all the photos to Instagram to brag about their life and what they do, whilst also supporting the positive overuse mentality of don't compare yourself to others, be kind to yourself, we are all one. Yes, you can talk as much bullshit as you want, but that's the same old repetitive shit most humans come out with. Cancer, parasites, we push that aside. Gorilla Jack was on good behaviour this time round. As for that black, thin belt, he gave them a lashing from hell. He sent them all the way back home. You see, in Africa, we do things differently. And what I mean by that, when we meet our brothers, we slap them round the head. When we meet our sisters, we get their belts out and we whip them all over the place.
It's a natural thing. It is a welcome ritual. But when people get too close, unexpected individuals, hostile, with cameras, that is a bad thing. With people bringing out the cameras, flashing all over the place. No, I'm not saying they're exposing themselves. No, I'm saying that they have the shutter on, they have the flash on the camera. When it flashes, it frightens the gorillas. Gorilla Jack does not like flashing. Maybe Whittleby, it excites him. But no, the cameras are very, very bad. Very bad. So it triggers a reaction, a PTSD flashback to our days, to our roots. Our roots are tied very deep. So we fight back. We defend ourselves. You understand? You get the thing? You get me? You get the thing? Yeah, man. These wild boys turning up. Wild boys! Get out the place. Get out the place. You're not welcome here. So Gorilla Jack obviously fought back. He had to defend himself. He had to defend his honor. Right? You understand?
So, when that happened, a few people got thrown all over the place. It was almost like King Kong all over again. How unfortunate for those, but hopefully they learnt their lesson. Though, eventually meeting the Gorilla High Council, the highest ranking big boy gorillas. Yes, big boys, very strong, very firm, very authoritative. You don't want to get on the wrong side of them. There was talks, discussions, agreements made. There was a little bit of disagreement, but it was okay. It was okay in the end. But this is the thing, there was a few more unwanted visitors, similar to these people stepping on in with cameras. An individual known as Glitter Galaxy decided to come round, trying to take covert professional photography in the bushes, trying to blend in as one with nature. What was Glitter Galaxy doing there? Well, Glitter Galaxy's motive was she was invited over as, I believe, some Ugandan people were having a wedding and she was assigned to take the photos. It all makes sense. It's understandable. But she just turned up at the wrong place at the wrong time, which led to Gorilla Jack almost breaking her camera. But because Glitter Galaxy has an extensive portfolio with her motels and Spider-Man visiting, as well as having cosmetic surgery places in India, she was able to negotiate with Gorilla Jack. Glitter Galaxy gave Gorilla Jack a personal makeover, combing his hair, trimming his fur, painting his nails. Gorilla Jack was extremely satisfied with that offer, hence why the camera was left in good condition and a few photos were taken. Now Glitter Galaxy on her fireplace has a wall of photographs which she'll keep forever. Isn't that right, Glitter Galaxy? Say yes. So with that in mind, and the council agreeing to hand over that big banana, sheer size, still fresh, still moist within, the tip still intact. Gorilla Jack received that giant banana and he was on his way. He still made a few more visits to some of the other gorillas nearby, including my brothers. Though, this is the thing.
You know, there was a scandal. I am not joking. There was a scandal. Gorilla Jack got a little bit carried away. How did he get carried away? Well, he came across another gorilla or a monkey. I don't know. I'm not an expert, am I? I'm just a madman. But what he decided to do was Gorilla Jack mounted this gorilla. He was on top. He was rough. It was a horrible sight to see, sore for the eyes, probably sore for the individual. This gorilla will not be walking anymore. Completely crippled. It's terrible. It's a disaster. No point going to Saddle Sore Bar. That would not even fix it. Kurt Wadsworth could do his chiropractic practices, but even that will not adjust this person's body. Broken beyond repair. Complete shambles. But the thing is, Gorilla Jack thought it was a good idea to record. He set up a secret camera in the bushes. Okay, maybe he learned some technical skills from Glitter Galaxy. I hope you are proud of yourself, Glitter Galaxy, for sharing tips like that. Very naughty. But as Gorilla Jack was proceeding onwards, as he was ploughing his fields, raking his corn, he was ready to yield. He was ready to harvest. You know, like a cow, he was all over the place. His udders, wow, all over the place. Just a complete mess. Complete mess. He uploaded that video onto his channel. He called it Gorilla Jack Sex Tape Exposed. Absolute disaster. You know who was harmed in all of this? Weedleby. Weedleby was so confused at the time. She was like, what is going on? You know, I do not blame her. You know, you don't expect that. You go to Uganda, you don't expect to get fucking plowed by a gorilla. You don't expect to get absolutely pounded by fucking hairy people, do you? But that's exactly what happened. Weedleby was a little bit disappointed. A tear dropped from her eyelid, you know, more saddening than the Titanic, you know, being smashed into an iceberg, a big thick iceberg, and having to miss out on it. It is definitely understandably why she was saddened. You know, you're on this Titanic, you're sinking, you know, you're feeling the coldness going into your body, hypothermic. You know, I'm an expert with the weather change and the scientific explanation. Okay, there's many of my expertise. But this is the thing. The thing is, Weedleby simply said to Gorilla Jack, if you're going to do this, why do it without me? Count me in. I don't care if there's somebody else. I want it as much as the other gorilla does. Get me in next time. I want it all. Give it to me, boy. Big boy. Come on, give it to me, man.
And so, maybe that's what Weedleby received. Well, good luck to them. Now, because of that, one of the nearby locals, one of the eldest, high-ranking chief gorillas caught on about that sex tape. And because of it, it was his wife. And he got very angry, very annoyed. He was not pleased. And Gorilla Jack, you know, he might have just been laying back thinking, what's the problem? Well, he was not happy. It led to an outbreak, a commotion of words exchanged, leading into a physical fight. It was rough. It was extreme. It was violent. A few cuts, bruises, possible broken bones. Gorilla Jack managed to escape, fleeing the area, somewhat hurt. He was chased down for some time. It took a while. Did he go to the airport? No. Too risky. With all the security and gorillas on his back, he had to go to the nearest beach in Uganda. He was almost like a refugee. He needed a boat. He managed to find one. And as he got onto that boat, the first thing that came out of his mind was, Where's the rum? Where's the rum gone? No, not quite. He realized he left his big banana on the beach, so he had to return and fetch it very quick. There was a few crabs laying about with their pinching claws. Luckily, it did not pierce the banana, thankfully. As Gorilla Jack set off into the Seven, my voice is going. As Gorilla Jack set off in the seven seas, sailing away into the unknown, he stumbled upon a new, mysterious island known as South Africa. Can I do a South African voice? No. Anyway, as he was in this area, Weedleby did tag along, meeting halfway. Weedleby obviously being in a plane. Now, although Gorilla Jack said he may have boarded a plane to South Africa instead of America, he was just saying that because he's too proud. He doesn't want to admit the raw truth. He might like it raw, but he does not like to reveal it publicly. It's understandable. The raw truth is he had to go by a dinghy, but his own little story was a plane. Only Weedleby got that treatment. Though, as they both descended into the heart of South Africa, he set up an outpost, right? Recruited a few smaller guerrillas, set up can't talk. He set up a hierarchy. He's in charge for now, until another big boy steps up. I wonder when that will be. Who knows what the future may hold for Gorilla Jack and that whip, but I'm sure there is more to come. So, there you go. I hope you have not fallen asleep just yet, as we need to visit somewhere real quick. You got that? Good. Let's move on. Okay, here we are. Told you, we're right in Uganda, and we're going to be taking a look at the
Okapi Wildlife Reserve. We hope to find some of our brothers and sisters we may have missed along the way, you know. Gorilla Jack was in a rush, so he could not shake everybody's hand and other bits and bobs. But maybe these photos will help in some way. We also got the hunting field, Gangola Nebodia, Galamba National Park, but we know no hunting today. No. We're going to the Okapi Wildlife. Get off, motherfucker. Here we are. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that thing? It is some kind of zebra or some kind of deer. I am so confused. Oh my God, the ass. You have a... No, I'm not going to say that. It sounds very weird. You know, you say, that is a nice ass. That is a very gay man. What are you saying, you madman?
Okay, I think it's time to cleanse myself because it's going a little bit downhill with that. Anyway, interesting animal. If anybody knows what the animal is, feel free to guess as we go along. Some say it may be a zebra. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say it wrong earlier? I said a zebra. It's a zebra. Of course, America. Interesting. Actually, it was a bit weird when I zoomed in on that bit before. Anyway. Oh my God, what is this? Restaurant La Boya Maze, my boy. And it says terrible as well. Perfect. So you come here to La Boya Maze. Bravo. Terrible. Terrible. Maria, would you want to come into the shack? Now, actually, I'll tell you a quick story, okay? Just a very quick story. So, back in high school during Spanish class, because I was taught Spanish, okay? Hence why I can speak a bit. Now, one day in Spanish class, the teacher said we're going to watch a Spanish movie. And it's like, oh, I wonder what it could be. And they loaded up the video, and it was basically like a young Spanish couple, and they were skipping along a dirt road, and then there was a shack. And then the guy said something in Spanish, grabbed her hand and skipped on into the shack. Turned out it was a banana shack. So many bananas were hung up on the wall. And then the couple started kissing each other and clenching one another, as well as ripping off certain clothes, getting right on in it. And then a dog came into the shack, started barking and jumping on them and trying to join in. I don't know what we were watching, but the teacher turned it off, fairly quickly. They must have got the wrong tape, right? Yeah, and that is a true story. It was very funny. But then again, there was another dodgy time in Spanish class one of the teachers, a different Spanish teacher, was teaching us about balls, how to say balls in Spanish, Español. He was going on about big balls, small balls, hard balls, spiky balls. I don't know why he was talking about that stuff. We were trying not to laugh, obviously, so it was a bit weird. And what didn't help was he appeared to have a slight lump down below in the lower section, so I don't know what excited him, but it made it worse when he came up to some of the tables and he was basically resting it on the table, so that was a bit weird. And then after that, we didn't see him again, so I wonder why. I guess someone ended up not taking the learning balls in Spanish too well, or something else happened in the background. And then really the only other time I can remember is when I actually entered the Spanish class once and I shut the door on me, but the handle fell off or something fell off the door. Now that isn't too much of a surprise for me because I have an extensive history of breaking doors. I shut them, they don't, end well. I walk away with a door in my hand, or I walk away with the handle. Unexpected things can happen. So if for whatever reason you don't have any doors in your house, you are very much safe. Though someone like Cleo, he might have her bedroom door locked, that door may disappear the following day, because of me being clumsy. What am I doing in Cleo's room? I don't know. Anyway, we move on. So, what is it about these shacks? The shack lady, the shack this, Shake Shack, the room. Like, what is going on? Like, there's too many references. And the rubbish, oh my God, it's hazardous. My God, what's going on here, man? Oh my God, I wonder what bits and bobs are present. I don't even want to know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some leftovers from Motel 6 deep in Uganda. Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. There you go, you got a little dirt road there. You never know who might be hiding in the bushes. It might even be Jim Terry walking on through, ready to prepare his video. He's got his tripod ready and he comes scuttling through the trees. You never know. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is a disaster. A convoy has been disrupted. All these people on the side are very saddened. Very disappointed. This guy is hanging his head in shame. The driver of the truck was drunk. He went off the road. He went down a ditch, which meant his wheels have fallen off. This is not good. This is terrible. This guy over here is just like, what am I supposed to do? Why am I talking in this voice? It's not even fucking Ugandan.
This is your more Ugandan voice. But as I said, the deeper it goes, the more uncomfortable it becomes. You may not be able to handle the deepness of this. So I understand. I do apologize. But you see this, it took some time. Bricks, planks of wood to try and uplift it. There was a lot of wasted time. A lot of energy exerted. We were very tired by the end of the journey. It was really disappointing.
And then what the hell's happened here? Well, it's just like refueling, right? At the gas station. I bet these prices are much cheaper compared to fucking Montello gas prices. Really wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, let's continue. Oh my God, what is going on now? Brenda, was that you? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Wow. Doesn't look too much Ugandan-ish, but yep, there you go. You see, we're in the jungle. We're deep in the jungle. Oh my God, we've got an African militant military man with a Dow 12 shotgun probably. I may be wrong, it could be an AK-47. What are you doing here, soldier? You're surrounding the woodland. See, this is it. It gets very dangerous. Dangerous. Danger, 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 danger. Very bad. Okay? Let's move on. What is this? We got the convoy is running, man. The convoy is running. It's all go. No stopping now.
Oh, we got even a flyby over. Fuck me. Heavy D, Diesel Brothers are in everything right now. 1 minute they're in Utah, next minute they're in Lucin, next minute they're here, next minute they're in Montello, Nevada, now they're in Uganda, flying over. Heavy D with his cinematic videos. I wouldn't be surprised if Lance is in the back of the plane with a fucking strap attached to him. He's gonna descend from the ground, man. Probably go into some uncover cave or mine shaft, find some treasure which Indiana was trying to find all along, but never actually found it because she was too busy tucked in bed. My God, I wouldn't be surprised if Indiana has an endless stash of treasure chests under her bed and an endless supply of treasure maps which have been unread because she cannot read them because she hasn't got her glasses. What a shame, man. Oh boy, I'm sure it can be resolved. And yeah, you got water down there. Looks wet. What do we have here? Oh, we're on lower ground once again, but as you can see, we got the soldiers in the bushes roaming the area.
Oh no, what is this? Are we going to storm the palace? It's a coup d'etat. I don't know how you say it. We're going to take over the place. We are in charge now.
Idi Amin Dada is coming back. He's taken away the illusion. We are back. We are here to stay. I may be very old. I may be very big. I don't care. I just go. I'm an aneurysm.
Don't have an aneurysm. Please don't. Okay, so more people filling up. Well, actually, it seems like more people are sat down, probably because they're tired. Yeah. Oh no, not the truck again. Sorry about that, ma'am.
This is the bot. You see, this is the type of bot that Gorilla Jack had to encounter. Now this guy has it under control. He's got his thumbs up. Everything is fine. That's my boy. That's my man. But you know, things are not always the same. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. Why am I not doing an Italian accent when I'm doing that? The guy got his fucking name. What's his name? Gattuso. You mean the Italia player that said that. Oh my God, what's going on here? Oh no, I do not want to be prodded with one of those spears. It looks very sharp. No, thank you. Yes, look at the ground there. Very muddy. You know, you get a vehicle stuck in there, you're kind of fucked. There we go. This was the plane journey. This was the plane journey that Weedleby took. Weedleby secretly uploaded this photo to Google Earth under a different username. Weedleby, don't hide. We know you took this photo. What was she doing in Uganda? Well, she probably came along when she heard about that tape being released, getting answers. There you go. And there's another photo of the sky, probably when Weedleby decided to jump out the plane and was free-falling, ready to land and descend into Gorilla Jack's dinghy boat, you know? So I think that really summarises it all. We saw a lack of gorillas, but I'm sure they will show up once again. Still disappointing about USA when it comes to the lack of gorillas over there, but, you know, we'll make up for it. We've got this. So, yeah. So I think that summarises it all. If Gorilla Jack re-emerges, shows his presence on his channel, he can share his own thoughts or any additional points that may have been missed out. If he's had any more adventures, he can share his stories down below, and then someone like Indiana can take notes. Cleo can read them and fall asleep as well, and anyone else in between. As for additional voices or impressions, they will be displayed publicly in the next video. What would the next video be, though? Well, it's actually tying back to the Dylan Rounds case, okay? There's been some rough estimated intel by Tom Evans suggesting that Don Hately is in Oakley, Utah, okay? So we will take a look back at Utah and we'll do a Google Earth map analysis, street view, scouting the area of Utah, Oakley, and even checking possible Burger King, McDonald's, Little Caesars, motels in Oakley, Utah, okay? Might as well scout the area out, check the distance from place to place, and see why, and understand why he chose that area, okay? Still a work in progress, keep it going. The key thing is, when it comes to this Dylan Rounds situation,
and we'll just bring it back up again. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know if to title it Dylan Rounds, because technically I'm talking about Dylan Rounds right now. I guess I can call it brief Dylan Rounds discussion or announcement. There we go. That's what I mean. You know, if you actually mention something, even if it's just for a couple of seconds, it still counts as it's included within the content, within a title or thumbnail. People can't complain. But yes, whilst it's important to keep the Dylan Rounds case alive, it's also important to keep certain suspects' names alive as well in some way. Cause a bit of noise, might receive some attention, might receive a response, might clear up something, might lead on to new leads. There's no harm, right? No harm. What it seems to be now, and I might be wrong, but when I looked at Dylan Round's video, the last one uploaded was like 3 to 4 days ago by Lance Earthworm Entertainment. I don't know if he's slowing down. I know they were saying about the search and rescue dog, you know, raising money for that, and then Lance having to move away, go somewhere. I can't remember where it was. He said that in a live stream in the past. Do you remember that? Do you? I don't know why I'm doing like some animated voice all of a sudden. I was stuck in a tune or something. But yeah, I just remember that live stream where Lance was talking about the donation, what it's for, the aim, the training process, learning about it and how to handle a dog like that, and using it on site in the future when it comes to searching for Dylan and Susan or someone else. You know, it's expansive. You know, it can cover other people too. So there is uses for it, whether Dylan's found or not in between, right? But I don't know if that's happened yet, moving away, being in the presence of the dog, the classes, learning, and all that. Because it said, I think he said it'll take 6 weeks to do. I don't know if that's happened yet. If you know, leave a point down below. I checked his video, or I checked his community tab, and he didn't mention anything about that. So maybe it's not happened yet. I guess we'll see what happens. What else was I going to say? It seems like I'm the only one remaining, only speaking at this moment in time, right? You know, when you type in Dylan Rounds and you look at the latest videos, there isn't any. So that kind of feels a bit weird. I mean, at the start of this case, I did say that I think I was more joking about, but I said I was going to be the last person standing within the case, just for YouTube coverage, that's all. And that's what it seemed like has happened, which is a bit weird. Does it put pressure on one to keep it going? Not really. There might be disappointment at times, but there you go. It happened with the Kenny Veach case. I'll mention one thing that's quite funny and ironic. When it came to the Kenny Veach case, right? 248, 49 videos made on the case over a span of 2 years, right? Obviously, the difference is I wasn't uploading every single day compared to the Dylan Rounds one. So the Dylan Rounds one, in a space of about 4 months, I've uploaded about 159 videos on Dylan Rounds in 4 months. I uploaded 248, 49 videos in 2 years on Kenny Veach. So you see the ratio. If I continued covering Dylan Rounds every single day for the next year and however months remaining for 2 years straight, every single day, who knows how many videos be made? Probably like 300, 400, 500, 600 videos on Dylan Rounds. Realistically, I don't think that's possible unless more information kept coming out with time and there was new theories and new areas to look at. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit demanding. But with that, you know, intel on Don Haley, it gives like another video coverage to take a look at, right? And see what it looks like. And then if we can work back from there, Don's original place, can take a look at that. And then once I've done that, then I can make another video, which is tying it in with the whole Don and Jim Brenner situation and an alternative theory, okay? And then after that, then I can look at the Jim Brenner situation where maybe everyone's out to get him. And then that can lead on to another video. And then another video can be on the saddle saw or the bar and grill about Dylan Rounds supposedly being spotted there on record or something in the Google Maps thing, that little concert or karaoke session. And then if Ellen Berger says, oh, cover this or cover that, then that can be done as well. So you could say there's still a lot of videos to make on the Dylan Rounds case, but maybe the majority of them are pending at the moment. One can only be done after another. Some cannot be done yet because they need coordinates. You know what I'm saying? So obviously people can come out with the odd bit of information which could unlock them to be made, and then obviously you get more coverage on the case. And obviously if there's any other like key official updates, statements made in between, they'll be taken like a look at as well. Originally I was supposed to be looking at Justin Rounds, some kind of body language one on him, though I think I kind of tied it in with some other one I did with Candice Cooley or something, where I kept saying he was like looking down and stuff. So I think I did that in the end. I'm sure I did, yeah. I do remember that, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of weird being the last person standing. There is, I mean, I think there's like Salty Pancakes, you know, kind of covering it, but maybe like when you get these live streams, they're not always titled Dylan Rounds. They might talk about him, but you know, not all the time, or the like moments where they bring him up, but the main title is just like a casual discussion or get together, like how it is with the Shack Ladies. You've seen the only thing that made you realise it was to do with Dylan was the thumbnail and the Shack Ladies live streams, right? So you could say that with the Dylan Rounds case now, with YouTubers dispersing, has everyone gone in the same directions? No. You could say Zav Girl, Doug, No Thanks, and Tyler Feller have gone in similar directions. They may cover the same cases, but they don't collaborate or, you know, discuss things the same way as like with the Dylan Rounds case, where there was less people covering it and it was a smaller, tighter group of people, I guess. Salty Pancakes doing his thing, the discussions more focused on community and members, right? Jim Tay, same thing, supposedly keeping up with other, you know, cases which aren't, I guess, talked about as much, more personal ones that people have reached out to him. As for the side channels that have branched off, like Diva Puss, who else? Bella V, was there someone called, oh, I don't know, someone with blonde hair. That's only like because of the profile picture, did some videos as well. And then maybe some supporters of Mr. X on their own videos. So it's kind of like branched off to different cell groups, right? Cell groups, smaller scale. But yeah, I'm still covering Dylan Rounds. And as I said, after a break at some point, if there isn't anything new on Dylan Rounds and there's no more of those unlocked videos to take a look at, I can just rotate with Kenny Veach and M Cave. So there you go. Boom. You saw a recent one recently, right? There might be another one coming shortly when I've got to take a look at the mine shaft on the inside. It's a long video by SB Vegas Adventures, but maybe it's still doable. Take a look at that, see if there's any differences, any comparisons. Do I do it with footage? Do it with screenshots? Well, I'll just see which one works best, because longer videos require longer time for analysis, right? See if anyone else has mentioned any other points in between, timestamps, because that does help. Less time consuming, obviously. And yeah, what would happen there if I covered Kenny Veach and there was not much left for there? Then I just return back to Dylan Rounds. It's literally go to one, move back to the other, go to one, move back to the other. Is that a bad thing? Not really. You know, it's trying to keep certain specific stuff, niche things alive, whilst giving each one a bit of balance and coverage. But then what would happen if there was no Dylan Rounds, there was no Kenny Veach, and both were solved or both were completely closed or dead end? Then obviously you just look at a different mystery, which might take a bit of time to pick up on one, right? As for the Dylan Rounds case mystery, the way it's developed, the way it's gone, I had no idea it was going to be like this. I had no idea I was going to be able to make this many videos and cover a reasonable amount of material, because in the past maybe was a little bit more reliant on actual footage and using it and analysing it heavily with Kenny Veach. With Dylan Rounds, it's kind of been the opposite, although there is, you know, a reasonable amount of footage, mainly from Lance Kelly, Ty Corbin. because the other people don't really show as much footage. Maybe the mob crew Chris showed a bit in the early stages with his drone footage, I'm sure, when he was out there with, was it his cousin or something? So yeah, but I didn't really look much at the videos because I was doing my own videos, right? And my own videos were using other methods which didn't rely on footage, which is a positive, right? If you're able to look at different stuff and use different resources without having to focus on just one, then it makes it a bit more open. And if you haven't got one, you've at least got the option to use the other, right? But, you know, maybe in recent time you started seeing me use a bit of footage here and there when looking at stuff or pointing something out. I think I did it with the cave, the mineshaft exploration ones. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, be on the lookout whenever that is for the Don Hately location of where he's supposedly staying at now. Map analysis. We're going in deep. We're taking a look. We're scouting the area out. Live video premiere format. People can join along, share their opinions, thoughts, and additional info as we go along. It might attract the right people when watching, and so on. As for Gorilla Jack in South Africa, hopefully the weather is somewhat okay and he doesn't get sunburn, because that could be a bit dodgy. Is there anyone I know from South Africa? Only someone called Natasha, or also known as Tasha, a person that appeared on my channel in 2021. They had a golden profile picture, like a sparkly one, which at first got me very confused when Glitter Galaxy showed up, because I assumed Glitter Galaxy was called Tasha, and then that was kind of awkward and a bit weird. But that was under control and resolved very quickly. It's just because of profile pictures. It's like Bloody Linda. Bloody Linda. Actually, who said like that word? I don't know. But Bloody Linda and Pam. Is it Pam? Pam. They had literally the same profile picture of like a night sky where it's all purpley and there's trees as well. It looked like the same account. So I got a bit confused for a second at one point when I saw them. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully you watched this video and you can share your reactions down below to, you know, this drama and the responses displayed, okay? So I'll see you next time. That's it for now. Good night and goodbye.